I clear and release anything that is stopping me. I clear and I release anything and everything that is stopping me. Seen, unseen, physical, non physical, person, situation, human, non human. I clear and release anything that is stopping me from all realities, all physical, non physical, from all lifetimes, from future lifetimes. I clear it all. I release it all. I let it all go. So in today's I talked about empowering your life book. Empowering your life book. And in order to empower the life book, we have to clear the blockage. We have to clear the unseen. We have to clear that ego energy that tells you that you can't have this, that you don't deserve this, that this is not going to happen. And this is for all of us. This is constantly occurring all the time for everyone, all the time. Even the master manifestors, even the most wealthiest, even the ones that you think are living their dream lives, they're always going through obstacles. The difference is that they stop these obstacles on track. They disarm them just as quickly as they show up. And I'm going to be showing you this. This life book class is about your life plan. And this is what the life book is. It's what is your life plan? And as humans, we only see what happened yesterday. We dwell on what happened yesterday. They did this to me. I'm hurting because of this suffering, of this situation, of this block of my childhood. You're always in the past, harboring there. You created a house in the past. You created a house in your ex. You're just living in there and self-sabotaging. And then there's people like me that close those doors. We close them, but we don't release them. We don't look at them, see what they were supposed to show us, and then poof, send them away. So it's not good to live in there, but it's also not good just to turn it off and not fix it. You have to fix. And this is why scripting is so powerful. And if you haven't taken my scripting classes, I recommend that you do, because I teach you how to script your future, your now, and rescript your past. Rescripting your past is a great way to disarm those energies, situations, places that you were unhappy with. Things that happen in your life that what if this would have happened? What if I would have done this? How many times do you go to a situation, you're like, what if I would have done it differently? What if I could have changed this? What if I would have said that? That's what rescripting is. That's what being born again is. But today, as we go along in this class, we're just empowering your life book. Empowering it. And even if you run out of pages, there's enough paper. I just created a printable, and I kind of overwrote on it. So the printable was I made it a 5x7, so I could have like a small area so I could write and paste into my journal. Not paste, but just add into it. I don't want to paste on my pages. I just want to add like little notes and snippets, because sometimes I'll ask something in my life book and a manifestation will happen, or epiphany will happen, or a whole situation experience will unravel. So I want to be able to add these life lessons, the experiences, because our life are full of patterns. And now I'm at an age that I'm recognizing these patterns. I'm recognizing how to disarm, how to disengage, how to disempower them, and then how to send them off. Away, release, let go. So today's energy is like yesterday, we empowered our life book. We held it over our heart, and I want you to do this every single day. I want you to hold your life book over your heart and say, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that Archangel Raziel and the angels of light that have surrounded me on this quest have powered my life book so I could create my life plan, so I could be the very best version of myself, so I could live the most abundant, wealthy, healthy, prosperous, happy, joyous, fulfilled life. And you could add all the things that you want to add into your program. You're programming your life book, you're empowering your life book, and you're going to get into a place that you're going to cherish this, that you're not going to just leave it lying around. You're not going to throw it somewhere and forget about it, because once the book has so much power that you start to realize that the things that you talk to your angels about, the things that you manifest, the things that you write in here all manifest, or they share with you something bigger or better, or they give you synchronized coincidences or gifts, or just things start to unravel and open shift for you, you're going to want to really cherish your life book. So today we have what we're doing right now, which is adding energy to the life book. We're going to continue to add energy to our life books. But today we're going to clear some blocks. Now, what is stopping me? So yesterday we asked Archangel Raziel about something that we want right now. And those are the hardest ones, because when we're asking for something for a few years down the way, it's almost like, okay, this is, those are easier. For instance, like when I painted my cat, or I asked for my pregnancy, or just certain things that I was just like, I surrendered. And that is like so powerful, is you don't want to sabotage with fears and doubts and control. If you control things like, oh my God, Archangel Raziel, I told you I needed this and it still hasn't shown up. What's going on? So you start to get angry. You start to get frustrated. We all go through that. I get it from you guys. Hey, Daisy, this bitch hasn't called me. This asshole hasn't sent me the gift. He hasn't proposed. What is another one? You told me. Those are my favorite. I'll do a reading and I'll be like, you said it. And I get very adamant in my readings. I'm like, I see it right here. Spirit says this is going to happen in a few weeks. And a few weeks comes and it didn't happen. You're like, Daisy, you said a few weeks. What's going on? So I get it when those things happen, because they do it to me too. And I'm just like, yeah, why hasn't that asshole called? Why hasn't they proposed? What's going on? And I go into the ethereal and I get in their face and I'm just like, why haven't you called? What is your fear? What is holding you back? Why can't you just call him, call her, and tell her, hey, I'm okay. How are you doing? Just give her the comfort of knowing that you're thinking about them. Even if it's for closure, even if it's for moving on, just to give them that, energy. So what is stopping me? And those are questions that you ask. Like, why hasn't this manifested? So if I get to a place that certain things haven't manifested, like per se, I asked for a certain amount of month and it hasn't came through, well, what is blocking me? What is going on in my inner self that is blocking me from having this abundance? Because life is about abundance. And abundance is not just money. Abundance is your love, is your joy, is your health, is your well-being. What am I doing? Like, why haven't I tapped into that energy? What do I have to do? So I connect with Spirit. So some of the things that Spirit said to me is like, Daisy, you need to move. And you're going to be like, oh, Daisy's moving. So yeah, but no, it's not physically moving. Actually, it is physically moving, but in a sense of getting out in nature and walking around and having that energy movement. So if you notice, in one of the things that we did, and I ask you to do it all the time, when I did the Hebrew names of the archangels, is through movement. I was moving my lower of the solar plexus, and I was just moving them in a way of release, or moving them in a way of bringing into me, depending on what I was doing. And I would really use that in a sense of release first, and then bringing in the energy, right? Or vice versa. I think I did it wrong, but go with the flow, because some of us are more yin than yang. Like, we receive from our left, so you're bringing in, but then if you're thinking about it, that's also counterclockwise. So thinking about the clock, releasing would be this way, and receiving would be this way, because you're moving clockwise, right? So anywho, follow what leans more towards you. I believe for me, it's more receiving from my left, letting go from my right. Okay. So yeah, so what is stopping me? And then inner inquiries, like what's blocking me? What's what is shutting me down? And then seeing our worth. That is the hardest. And that, for me, that's the hardest, is realizing that I'm worthy of everything and anything that I desire. Is realizing that if I have enough to do this, like here's the thing. So I took away, and I didn't do it for the money. I did it because I wanted to, again, I've been working on this for a long time. I wanted to set a ritual where I woke up every day, did my meditations, drank my coffee, did my journaling before I went into checking my emails, Etsy, and all of my responsibilities as a spiritual business owner, right? So I love that. I was able to buy me an espresso machine that cost a few $100s. And in the long run, I'm saving money, because if I went to Starbucks every day, that was like anywhere from $6 to $10 to $15 to $20, because you go to Starbucks and sometimes you're with, like, if I'm with my daughter, we're having 2 coffees, so that's like $10-15 if we buy something to eat. I have spent $100 at Starbucks, which if I tell my husband, he'll freak out. Anywho, so I'm saving. I took that and cut it, right? So that's why people tell you to save. It's such bullshit. Like, the biggest lie that people have ever told me, because I've realized that that's bullshit. If you just save money, if you just cut here, that shows you that money is an energy. It's a fucking energy. Because even if I save this, it's not going to put it towards that. That's a lie. Unless I'm physically saying, okay, I'm going to put away every day $10-15 that anyways I would spend in Starbucks, then I'm physically setting that intention that I'm going to do this. If I'm not doing that, I'm not doing anything, because that was $10 to $15. They're still going somewhere. So I created that ritual, but then I took away something which was for me like a pamper, right? Like a lavish luxury of being able to go and to enjoy, and to, even though I'm enjoying at home. So I don't see it like I stopped doing it for savings. I see it more like I changed it to be a more ritual for me, because here I am with my coffee and I absolutely love it. So Spirit says, so you have to replace that. So replace it with something that you're going to give yourself that makes you feel wealthy. Like, if you're wealthy, because you have to live as if it's already occurring. Something that I told one of my clients. Now, of course, their situation was extremely dire. She has not connected with me yet. She told me that she needed some time because her and her beloved's relationship has come to a close. The issue with that, it was her beloved wasn't ready to let her go, so he kept like holding on to her. But the truth is, they should have let each other go over a year ago, because the mark was there, everything was done, but he was being very selfish. He was not wanting to release her, but he was still going out, dating, doing whatever. Meanwhile, she is here very loyal to the whole situation. So one of the exercises that we did, and this did bring him back. This is why I tell you the scripting and living in the end is extremely powerful. But it's one thing to tell you, and it's another thing to freaking do it. So he had moved out, so his clothes weren't there. So what she did was she gathered some things that did belong to him that made her feel like he was still there. She took his shoes and put them on the side of the bed. She put a couple of pictures of him and her around the house. When she would cook, she wouldn't actually put up his plate with food, but she would put a plate setting, like, because sometimes he did work late and he would show up late, but she did put the plate. So she was just doing things as if he was already there. Long story short, a few weeks later, he does show up. He tells her that he wants to move in. He stays with her for a few days, and then he ups and leaves. Again, why? And she's like, she's telling me, why, Daisy? I did all this work. And I was like, you have to understand, I could decide to do whatever I want. You cannot make me be with you if I don't want to be with you. It's just like, it doesn't. This is why I tell you that rituals, that's why when I do my spells, I also do a lot of healing. Even when I do my head work that influences the person to reconcile, I also do healing. It's for the better outcome. So if this person is not going to be with you, well, someone better, someone more loving, someone that's going to blow your mind away and make you not even think about this person, right? But it takes time. It's not going to happen in 1 or 2 or 3 weeks. Sometimes it takes months. So long story short, she's like, well, I need time for myself. I need to heal. I don't want to talk. And I do worry. Every once in a while, I'll message her to see how she's doing. She's like, I'm hanging in there. I'm still going through my stuff. But she told me, like, why? Why does this happen? And then it goes to the same thing. We could choose to decide to do something else. But scripting does work. And it's easier when it's more things for ourselves, when you're doing it for yourself. So per se, you're trying to do your business. Or per se, you're in a loving relationship with your beloved. You are with your person. They absolutely love you, but they just haven't taken the step to commit to you. So what do? You get yourself a ring. You buy yourself a ring. You put on your ring because you're already married, and you live as if you were married, and you feel like if you were already married. And you put a picture of you and your beloved in your wedding wedding dress next to your bed or whatever, or in your Pinterest or somewhere, or in your journal, however you want to do it. And you have things around your house that represent your beloved. You make a space for your beloved in your bed. So you're creating the lifestyle of being married. And then what you're doing is you're influencing their energy, and they're like, oh my God, what am I waiting for? Or little things are start to happen so they could, initiate that commitment. Right? For the business wise, too. If I want to live this type of lifestyle, what does it take? What does that lifestyle look? What is the illustration? So in order to get there, we must clear the blocks and release them. So yesterday we talked to Archangel Raziel, and we said, hey, Archangel Raziel, I want this, and I really want this now. And then you ask Archangel Raziel specific questions around this manifestation. So today, what we're doing is we're clearing and releasing the blocks. You're going to find that on this voyage, you're going to have a lot of dreams. So if you have crystals, this is a great time to make sure, if they're not charged, put them on your windowsill, at least for 1 or 2 nights, and then put them right back under your pillow. Putting the crystals under your pillow help you receive the lucid dreams in a more, in a more, lucid state, so you can remember them. But if you're like me, you need to, as soon as you have them, you need to write them down, because I forget. Like, if I have a dream right now and I don't get up that moment and write them, and I'll be like, oh, this was very lucid, I won't forget this. Bullshit. The next hour or 2, when I actually do wake up, I don't have any idea what happened. I don't know what it was about. I can't remember anything. So make sure you have a dream journal, or like I said, I have this journal, or I have post-it notes, whatever it is that you have around your bed with a pen, so you could jot down, because sometimes your angels are going to share with you the blocks in your dream. And how are they going to share that with you? Well, it might be a childhood trauma. It might be a memory of something negative that happened to you. It might not even be that negative. It might be something that someone said that might have upset you, or something you did to someone. What if you were a bully? I've talked to people that were like, Daisy, I regret so much that I was such a bully when I was in school, and that created a lot of blocks for me in the future. So they have to go into the ethereal, speak to these people that they bullied, and ask for forgiveness and try to move on from that. And sometimes that's really, really hard, because you're like thinking, like, why did I do that? More often than not, the bullies are bullied. So more often is either a parent that hurts them, or a mentor, or a guardian, or older sibling. So, there's always a root to every cause. There's always an effect, right? So clear and release anything that is stopping you. And I added, you have this printable, so you could do that. And then the questions are that you ask yourself are, what is stopping me? What is stopping me from having this? And then, what is blocking me? What is blocking me from having this? So these are inner inquiries, blocking, stopping, and surrender. And then at the end, you want to surrender all of that and surrender the control. Like, I don't know if I told you what happened to me in one of the last videos. I had a situation that arose in the middle of me doing my meditations, which I wasn't supposed to be on my phone, but anyways, I got on. But I didn't freak out. It was more like, okay, I need to fix this because I need to work. I don't have time for this. And then at that moment, as I'm, how do I fix this? What do I have to do? And then I'm writing what it would take. This is a situation. This is how do I get out of it? So I connected with Spirit, and Spirit right then and there, Spirit's like, you need to do this. So I did that, and I contacted someone, and they were able to do some stuff for me. And I took care of that situation right there, and also made room to bring in more flow for the end. So not only did I fix the situation, co-fix the situation, but I also have some more for the future. So it's like everything, like asking the right questions, receiving the answers, and don't sleep on them. Don't sleep on anything that is being shown to you. Take the action, because you don't know if there's a timeline. If you don't know if Spirit's saying, hey Sally, I got a solution for your situation. And if you wait 3 or 4 days, maybe that energy shifted. Maybe the person you were supposed to talk to was going to do it right then and then. And since you took 2 or 3 days, they changed their mind. Everything is energy. When Spirit gives you an inspiration to take action, take action. Don't wait. Okay? Don't wait. Because usually there's a reason for you to take action right there and there. And then, of course, when the fears come up, disarm them. You're going to have fear. You're going to have doubt. Ego's always going to try to sabotage. Those sabotaging patterns are always going to try to make themselves, come into your lifeline and try to be like, oh, that's never going to happen. It didn't happen for your dad. This has been in your family forever. But you have to be the one that says, like, yeah, no, but you know what? I'm special. I'm different. And that is not part of me. I'm not so-and-so. I'm not that lifeline. I'm a whole other generation. And we're here to make these, whatever you need to say to feel that you deserve this, that you are worthy of it. And let's make these changes together and see where they go. So let me know. Let me know what you get from this. Let me know how this makes you feel. I want to hear about your life book. I'm adding questions so you can answer them. And just, recognize the patterns, because the whole point is we're going to desire, unblock, release, manifestation. Desire, unblock, release, manifestation. What is your life path? Connecting with your life book, empowering your life book, and then, of course, you have your angelic team. So you're not alone. You are never alone, because your angels are always around you, helping you see through everything, unravel everything, decipher everything, take action. Unexpected gifts. I love unexpected gifts. I love when an angel sends me a gift. That is just beautiful. And I'm responsible for myself, and only for myself. If I choose to help anyone else, it is my choice, not my responsibility. I could help my husband. He's not my responsibility. He's my husband. But I choose to help him because I love him and I'm there for him. Just like I'm not his responsibility. So if he chooses to help me and take care of me, it's because he wants to, because we're a partnership, and that's how we do it. But right now, as I'm speaking to you, I've had 5 different people message me. One of them is my brother, because they dig themselves in situations they can't get out of, and then they want me to do the legwork. Why can't you do the legwork? So sometimes I have to ignore. I have to shut it all off, because I need to do what I need to do. My responsibility right now is getting these classes to you, doing my work, doing the things that I have to do to create the energy that I need to create to manifest the outcomes I want to manifest. Because once I make that promise, once this goes into here, we made a promise. We made a pact. Me and the divine God Almighty, the universe, we're working together. We're shifting the cosmics to co-create and manifest. And that is what's happening. So you could write it, throw it in a corner, forget about it, or you could empower it and co-create with it. The choice is yours. And you're going to go through your moments. You have your good days and you have your not so good days. But learn that even on the not so good days, you could shift that energy. That energy is probably not even yours. It's probably part of the past. Maybe you picked it up from someone else. So doing this work, you're going to be able to realize what is yours and what's not. And when it is yours, you're going to be able to do this, clear and release anything that is stopping you, because you are worthy and you deserve everything you desire. Namaste.